Game break. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley in Atlanta. We're getting ready for game 2 of our double dip. Big Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, and the Minnesota Timberwolves at Staples Center to take on the Clippers as they start 6 to 8 weeks without Chris Paul in the lineup.
What position they in the West, Ernie?
The Clippers? Yeah, they are
number 4.
They're number 4?
Yes. Number 4.
How many games?
29 and 14.
They're 29 and 14. What is the number 8 seed?
There's the Denver Nuggets, as a matter of fact.
And what's their record?
They're a little under 500.
They are 17 and 23. 17 and 23. Are you starting to do math over there?
Listen, man. Without Chris Paul,
and they expect Blake Griffin back fairly soon.
Ooh. I think they will hold. They will, but they're gonna drop. They're gonna drop to 7 or 8, Ernie, without Chris Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
8. They're not gonna go under 500.
They're not. No, but I'm saying they're gonna drop out of 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to take a look.
Look at that. 10 of their next games, 11 on the road too.
Here's what we got. At Denver Saturday, at Atlanta Monday, at Philly Tuesday.
Loss.
At Golden State Saturday.
Loss.
Yeah, so, I mean, it might be, it'll be interesting to see.
It will be.
Guys got to step up, as they say. Guys like J.J. Redick.
Well, I think the problem they got is Chris Paul is such a great player, and he's so ball dominant. DeAndre, Redick, all those guys need him to get them shots. That's the problem they got.
Well, this is a time where somebody on that team has to be excited that somebody's hurt. And you ever have guys on your team like that?
All the time.
Okay. You're like, yo, he's out.
Oh, he's hurt. You got to go to work.
I'm going to go to work. And actually can do it because there's somebody on that team.
And they're used to it too, Kenny.
Maybe saying that this is my opportunity because the coaches really didn't know what he was doing by sitting me on this bench this many times. And the only guy that I could think that possibly, I was saying this earlier, the only guy I think that could possibly do it is actually Austin Rivers, because he's the guy who at times Doc Rivers, coaching his son, I think says, he plays him too much or he doesn't play him enough. So now he's just going to play him. So there is no, we're going to see what he can actually do in this position and if he can excel in it.
They're 27 and 9 when Chris Paul plays, 2 and 5 this season when he does not.
And the reason I disagree with you, Kenny, I think it's easy for role players to take another role player's job. Those guys, once you get past there's like 3 superstars, then there's some stars and all-stars, but it's easy for guys to come off the bench and play all right. But Chris Paul's a superstar, and you can't just replace superstars. That's the problem they're going to have, and he's such a ball-dominant guard. I mean, when's the last time you saw DeAndre Jordan score a basket that wasn't assisted from Chris Paul?
2000.
That's game 2. Game 2 coming up here on TNT. Game 1 of our doubleheader went right down to the final ticks.
Yeah, what's the name of that guy who tweeted me earlier?
Justin.
Yeah, Justin, you take that.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, and John Wall says you take that. They're up 16-9 at the Garden.
You know what? I've watched maybe 7 games of the Knicks from start to finish this year. And each 7 of them, I go, well, why did they go away from that? To me, it's like when things are going certain ways, they go away from that. Whatever that is, that night. I don't think they have a consistency or a strong enough mentality to say, this is not your night, whoever it might be, Porzingis, Carmelo, Derrick Rose, whatever it might be, or this isn't your moment right now.
It looked like this guy's night, though, in the second quarter, because Carmelo Anthony scored 25 of his 27 first half
And then it
points
wasn't his night.
in the second quarter.
And then it wasn't his night.
But the problem
right here, it was his night right now.
But Kenny, the problem you got is all the guys, they used to having the ball. You look at Jennings, you look at Carmelo, you look at Derrick Rose, they don't know how to make the guys around them better. They know how to score, and that's it.
And not only that, you would think that these guys would know close game like this, we need to get a good shot. That was a tough shot that Carmelo took, the last shot.
34-19 third quarter for Washington to put them some space in between themselves and the Knicks.
It wasn't like
Otto
Washington.
Porter's been shooting the ball well.
Yeah, he's been shooting it well. It wasn't like Washington was the Golden State Warriors.
The Washington tried to get this game away, Kenny.
They weren't the Golden State Warriors either.
No. I'm saying they were trying to give this game away down the stretch.
Yeah, 100-86 going to the fourth quarter. And
go get that.
Here come the Knicks. How about that by Porzingis?
See what?
The
unicorn. Is no joke.
Got back in the lineup after the Achilles
That's his
injury.
nickname.
Oh, I thought he had a.
Because you rarely see him.
Oh, I get it.
There you go.
Sounds like I'm at a 2 game.
So down 7. And Brandon Jennings cuts the lead.
They played well when Jennings and Rose were in the game together.
Yeah, but this was what they were really good at, the pick and roll with Porzingis and Rose down the stretch. They got the 3 for Jennings, they got a layup, and they got a shot for Porzingis. But when they went back to this,
right here, that's a bad
shot. Tough shot.
Yeah,
I mean, I would
shot.
because you could have had Carmelo spaced over and draw some space. They're not leaving Carmelo. Good move though.
Highlight reel stuff from.
Shoot the ball,
dude. You got to get a quick 2 in this situation.
Or you should have shot it.
You got to get a quick. You got to get a quick. You don't have to be a hero. You had a bunch of time left. Make it a free throw shooting contest. You don't have to get the 3.
John Wall, 29 points, 13 assists. The Washington Wizards, after starting the season 7-13, have gone 16-6, and now they're 23-19, and winners by 3, 113-110. In games decided by 6 points or less, they are 13-4. Knicks, meantime, 7-9 in games decided by 5 or less. Shout out, Chuck, for keeping it real with Knicks fans that don't realize their team is filled with generations of Bulls rejects.
They being real nice to you right now.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Chuck. I heard Justin's mama makes the best donuts in town.
Justin is
Ruby told me that's actually
Justin is like, delusional. The Knicks aren't a good team. I don't know what there's like. They are.
You don't think they have any potential to be a team? If things were ran differently, you don't think that this team could be a better basketball team than 19?
Listen,
no, I don't.
I do.
It ain't got nothing to do with the organization.
No, I'm talking about run in terms of offensive schemes and defensive
Who's it got to do? Who's it got to do with?
At some point in your career, you have to sacrifice for others. And Chuck talks about all the time, you have to make others around you better. And, you would think Carmelo and Derrick Rose know better. Down by 1, up by 1, you got to take a tough quality. You have to take a quality shot, right, Kenny?
Sometimes you got to take the ball out of people's hands because
that's what I'm saying.
No, meaning like you can't. Sometimes I'm not saying that you're wrong. That's 100% right.
Right, yeah.
But also, guys like you, Chuck, you have such a dominant personality that you still think you're going to have that moment. So you have to at some point say, no, and not even look that way when you're running the point guard position. Like, I'm not going there because this is what he thinks should be going, but this isn't it. And that's what you have to do. You have to have somebody to say no. If it's the point guard or your coach has to at some point say, take the ball out of his hands. Give me a timeout. I got to stop. No. We're not running that. They did that to Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest 50 players up, and they gave the ball to Tony Kukoc.
Yeah,
they're like, it's not going to you right now. It's just not going. Kukoc comes out, hits a game winner. Now you look like crazy.
But the point I was trying to make earlier, Carmelo's always been a great scorer. Derrick Rose has been a great player. He's just not the same guy because of injuries. Brandon Jennings got supreme confidence. So those guys, they all want the ball. Like, they want to be the hero. They want to make the last shot. I mean, the Knicks, like I say, and Jeff Hornacek, he's not going to yell at those guys.
Why not?
He doesn't have the personality. Jeff Hornacek is a good, solid coach.
You got to yell at them guys.
No, dude, listen. Those guys, they'll yell back.
That's a great point. Melo, 11.
They must be enjoying the coach.
Melo went 11 for 15 in the first half. He was
going to be a shouting match then. It's going to be a shouting match.
So Ernie, set that stat you just said.
11 for 15 in the first half, 2 for 12 in the second half for Melo.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's going to be a shouting match then.
Well.
And somebody's going to get embarrassed. And it ain't going to be me. That's what I would think.
Okay, Coach Ken.
I hear you. Point guard Ken would say the same thing. Yeah. Like, it's not going to be me. We just going to be yelling all night.
So 10 out of 12 in the second quarter for those 25 points, and then no field goals in the third, 2 buckets in the fourth quarter. as the Knicks stage the comeback, but Washington holds them off.
Because he kept them in the game.
113
you know what I mean? But he
to
didn't.
110.
Man.
Hey, let's look at the starters that we announced earlier tonight. Eastern Conference backcourt is Kyrie Irving and DeMar DeRozan. Front court, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James, and Jimmy Butler. You got the Western Conference starters? Yes, we do. James Harden and Steph Curry starting backcourt. Then you got Kawhi Leonard, Kevin
Russ
Durant.
should be there, but this is Steph Curry.
Russ should be there.
But it's Steph Curry.
Hey, no disrespect to
It's
Steph
just
Curry.
Steph, man.
Russ and Isaiah Thomas should be
That'd be
starting.
like if somebody was having a better first half of the season than Michael Jordan. Michael's still going to start.
Right, good point, Kenny.
He's still
yes.
going to start.
Minnesota Timberwolves, Los Angeles Clippers right now on TNT.
Two-time MVP, man. He's still